United 2, Fulham 0. Yeah, I said 2. We should have had 2. That first goal, there's no way that one should have been chalked off for offsides. Like, what in the funk master flex is VAR doing to us right now? If you go back and look, like Manchester United needs to go and write letters to the FA. They got to do a Klopp or a Pep, and go out there, and someone needs to go in front of a camera and complain, because it's getting ridiculous. And end of the day, we won 1-0. Bruno with a crazy bit of skill, not crazy, but just, great bit of skill at the end. Thanks to Palestri's effort, Bruno was able to save us from a draw and an embarrassing result. Literally called this team a cupcake multiple times in the first half. But, we got to take the victory, right? We have to be positive here. My campaign for relentless optimism is in the mud right now. It's really tough to be optimistic about this team. There seems to be a media campaign to sack Erik Ten Hag. The performances have been shaky, but you can't just write off the fact that we've had so many injuries this year. We haven't had our preferred back four since week 2 against Tottenham. Back when we were, creating chances, turning teams over in the final third, and then just blowing the chances like we did in that match, right? We need to be a little bit more positive moving forward. I know it's tough, but, we got to take every win where we can get them. And then hopefully we can put a string of wins together. This manager can come out the other side, and, the fans can get back behind them. But it feels like the media is not going to let it happen, because they have this agenda against Ten Hag because they want him sacked because, they don't like the way his accent is, or they don't like how his suits fit, or they don't like how he gives one-word answers and doesn't give them the sound bites that they're looking for. Either way, the team does need to improve, though, and hopefully, we can just get through this international break. We can get, like, Luke Shaw back, maybe Malacia, maybe Wan-Bissaka and Delo will stay healthy. We can kind of rotate at those positions and not run people into the ground. Hopefully Varane can find his way back into this team, and we can make it to January, and hopefully we have a little bit of health and we can start to make a run the second half of the year, similar to Liverpool did. I know I keep saying this, and I know it's hard to believe that this is going to happen, but we got to stay positive, because what happens if we fire Ten Hag right now? No, who are we going to sign mid-season that's going to come in and it's going to change this team and make this team play great all of a sudden? I don't think anyone does that, because no one's going to magically come in and make this team healthy again, right? So we're starting over. We have to scrap the rest of this year, and then hopefully, figure out a way to sign players next year, and hopefully the right manager comes in and we play a great style and we win trophies or whatever. Why don't we give this manager more than 18 months when he just became the fastest manager to 50 wins in Manchester United history? Why don't we give this manager more than 18 months when at the beginning of the season he had more points in his first season than anybody besides Pep Guardiola in the Premier League, right? Let's give this guy a chance to see it out. 18 months and sacking does not make any sense. Let's let him get to the end of the year and then make a decision. Because you know what? I believe that if he gets this team healthy again, then we'll start to look a lot different, and we can still compete, at least for the Champions League places, maybe the FA Cup. Maybe we just, playing for pride and trying to show a little bit of progress, even if there are no trophies this year, right? I think it's insane to say we're going to sack this manager now and start over. The grass isn't always greener, right? This is the same as with Donny van de Beek or Palestri. It always feels like, there's this other option that if we do this, it's magically going to improve everything. I don't think sacking him is going to improve anything, right? It's not. So, let's just give this manager a chance to turn it around. We've seen what he can do. We've seen this team play well under him. We started off the year not playing well, but you saw in spurts what we were trying to do, which was press high, turn the other team over in the final third, score a goal, and then we can sit back on transition. But for whatever reason, we can't score those early goals. We can't finish chances. But VAR doesn't want us to score early goals, because then we might be able to execute that game plan. That's what we're trying to do. And he said as much We just haven't been able to execute because we don't have the team right now to execute his strategy. And don't give me he spent money. I don't care how much money you spend if your entire back four misses 11 games in a row, your preferred back four. So you can't spend your way out of that because you can't predict that you're not going to have any of your, starting four defenders for 10 games or 3 months at a time, right? So let's give this a chance. Let's be positive. Let's go win this Copenhagen match, and then let's win at Luton Town and go into the international break with a bit of positivity. And then hopefully I can quiet some of these sack Ten Hag rumors, and we can talk about stuff like, why Harry Maguire is the best player in England ever, and whatever other nonsense they talk about on international breaks, instead of talking about how this team is in shambles and needs to fire the manager. But let me know what you think. Should Ten Hag be fired, or should he be given more time? Get your saying in the comments, like and subscribe, and look out for more content coming in the future.